By day, Melissa Coleman is a graphic designer, but by night, she channels her creativity through baking and blogging and becomes Faux Martha. Melissa's here to share a recipe for what she calls Christmas in a cookie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your blog and what we could find on it.
Yeah, so I bake and I cook, but everything is made from scratch, and I try to make it tangible.
Because sometimes that could be intimidating starting right from scratch.
Very much so. Exactly, exactly. So put away the boxes and we can make it from scratch and taste better, I think.
All right, and that's what we're doing today, aren't we, Melissa?
Yeah. So we'll start here.
Okay.
We're going to mix together our dry ingredients. So we've got flour, baking soda, baking powder, and it's fine to get messy.
That's what we do in the kitchen. But I want to ask you, where did the name Christmas in a cookie, tell me the name again.
Christmas in a cookie. So Christmas in a cookie came from Christmas in a bowl, which is a chocolate peppermint trifle.
Okay.
I made it at a work function one year, brought it, and somebody said, this tastes like Christmas in a bowl. So named it Christmas in a bowl, been making it ever since, and I decided that I needed to extend the Christmas in a something family. So now we have Christmas in a cookie. You get that same essence, basically with a quarter of a time that it takes to make Christmas in a bowl.
I love that. All right, so we have our dry ingredients.
Yep, dry ingredients, and then we're gonna add some cocoa, unsweetened cocoa powder. You can get it at Trader Joe's. You want a high quality unsweetened cocoa powder, but basically buy whatever you can afford. And we're gonna skip sifting, just get out your whisk.
Oh, really? Because I don't have a sifter.
Yeah, there's no need to dirty up a sifter. They're kind of a pain to clean. So whisk that together, and there's no salt in this dry ingredient mix. We're gonna add the salt on top.
Okay.
For extra salty flavor.
Sweet and salty is always a great combo, right?
Yeah, I think salt makes the sweetness sweeter. It complements it nicely.
All right.
So next we're going to shift to the wet ingredients, and we're going to cream together our butter and our sugar. So we're just going to add this in. And this is a drier, crispier cookie, so it's not going to be a super wet dough.
Okay, how much butter do you have in there?
Butter, we have 1.5 sticks, or 3/4 cup. So we're just going to blend this together. And you can kind of see it's not a wet mixture, which is kind of nice. A lot of people say get it to light and fluffy, but we don't need to do that today.
Very good.
And then once this kind of comes together, we are going to add in our egg.
Here, would you like me to help?
Yes, please.
How many eggs? Just one egg?
Just one egg, yeah. Okay. And you'll see I used a brown egg, but really it doesn't matter. There's not much of a difference. You just want one large egg. Brown are pretty, but it's not that big of a difference.
Got it.
So once this starts to come together, we don't want to see butter clumps. We want everything to be evenly incorporated. We are going to go back to our dry ingredients and add that in. If you want to grab that bowl, we're just going to add in a little at a time.
Okay. Right now?
Yeah, I'll slow it down so I don't blow flour everywhere.
Okay. Now, did you mention if the oven was preheated or not?
No, I didn't. The oven's preheated to 375.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can line your baking sheet with parchment paper or a sill pad, just something that keeps it from sticking.
Oh, I'm starting to smell this. It smells great.
Okay, you can add in the rest of that.
All right. Now, I know by day you're a graphic designer. You have some pretty great pictures on your blog. So why don't we put a couple of them up so we can see what we're looking at? How pretty. What is that?
So that's my mom's macaroni and cheese that was passed down from her mom and probably her mom.
Looks great. Ooh, what's that?
And that is it's a blue apple pie. It actually has blueberries in it. Baked in a ramekin rather than a normal pie dish.
Okay. That was me dropping the bowl, if anyone's wondering at home, but we're okay back here. And lastly, what is this one?
This is an upside-down pear cake, which is quite nice. It kind of caramelizes when it bakes. And then I also incorporate, not in this recipe, but a lot of whole wheat baking, a whole wheat flour into my baking. And that recipe has it, and you'd never know.
Oh, okay.
But at Christmas time, we all wear stretchy pants. It's
so it doesn't really matter if it's white or wheat, right?
Exactly. All right, so you can see it's pretty much coming together. And now we're gonna just plate it on the baking sheet. I use one of these scoopers. It's awfully finicky, it breaks sometimes, so you can also just roll it in your hands.
But that way it's all gonna be the same size, right?
Exactly. You look professional even when you're not. Hence the name Faux. All right, so we're just gonna plate these on.
Now you don't have to grease the pan or foil or anything?
You can use parchment paper. I typically use parchment paper or something called a sill pat. So we're gonna plate these 12 up on a baking sheet. And then what we're gonna do after that, I'll just show you guys this. These are more crumbly than usually. I'd usually beat them a little longer, but we're going to use the bottom. You just need a flat surface. It can be the bottom of a cup. We could actually use that if we wanted to too. I usually put a little bit of flour because it's gonna stick, and we're gonna just flatten these guys. And if they stick, just pull them off. It's really easy. We're gonna add just a little bit more flour, keep flattening them.
Okay, we have about a minute left, so you would do that with all 12.
Exactly, and then we're gonna salt them. Remember, I said salt afterwards.
Right on top.
And that, it just adds, it complements the sweetness of the cookie so much more. And then we're gonna bake this for 7 minutes.
Sure.
Pull it out, let it sit on the pan for 1 minute, and then remove it from the pan to stop cooking.
All right, and how do we get the middle, the fun part here?
Yes, this is the best part. So we have already made a white chocolate peppermint ganache. Basically what you're gonna do is simmer heavy cream.
Okay.
And you're going to have white chocolate, peppermint, and butter in a bowl. You can crush your peppermints, use small candy canes. That works a lot easier. Just add it in, simmer, pour this over. It's gonna all melt and it's gonna turn this pretty pink. No food coloring.
It is, it's great.
Yeah, and then we are just going to top it. So you can just
spread it around and we're making a little cookie sandwich
yeah,
here?
and it doesn't need to be perfect. Spread it. We're gonna add a little bit of peppermints and smash it together, and
And that's that, huh?
that's that.
Just like this, just...
Yep, just add a little bit of that. Perfect.
Do a little more, how about that?
Yeah. You always need more peppermint. Smash, and you're good.
We're done. Oh, fabulous. This is pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to try Christmas in a Cookie coming up at the end of the show. Melissa,
Great.
thank you for being here. The name of your blog again?
The Faux Martha.
And we can find it
Yes.
FauxMartha.com. And we'll have the
FauxMartha.com.
recipe over at WTNH.com. Sounds great. All right, up next, with the help of drummer Bob Bloom, I'm going to learn how to play the drums. We'll see you right after the break. Don't go anywhere.